Good morning.
Hold on, wait. Nigga, nigga, oh, nigga, bang. Nigga, 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 saying, nigga,
Ooh wee, hey Toya, what's going on? Co-host for the day.
Good morning. Good morning. How you doing this
Morning.
morning? Everybody doing out there?
Yeah, hey, everybody. Hope everybody doing good. Hey, it's kind of chilly here in Texas. What about where you at?
It's kind of warm down here.
Hmm.
It's
Do you know
raining.
yesterday it got to 82 degrees? I think it did something like that.
Ooh, that's hot. It wasn't that cool. I mean, hot there.
Hmm. That's what I'm saying. That's flu weather, girl. Flu weather. I know better. That's flu weather right there. But hey, yeah, we're gonna get started with our program today. We're gonna talk about the first thing we're gonna talk about is the two sisters that got kidnapped. And we always say, watch your kids' phone. Watch what your kids be doing, cause you do not be knowing. I'm serious. Kids are now sneaky. Girls are sneaky now. Girls
Yeah.
can be sneaky. They sneaky now. They tell you.
Yes, they are. They're very sneaky and conniving, and they do the most.
They sure do.
And my thing is these kids think that, especially getting older, they think that their parents trying to be in their business and tell them what to do. No, we're trying to protect you.
Mm-hmm. Sure is. Sure is. Let's check
We
this
been
record. Let's check this recording out right quick.
okay.
Florida, where authorities say two sisters were taken by a man. He drove cross country after connecting with them on the popular apps Roblox and Snapchat. George Solis has more. Tonight, a kidnapping crisis averted after authorities arrested a Nebraska man accused of taking two young Florida girls. Investigators say Sir Mulasse, who remains in custody, drove from Omaha to Martin County, Florida, to pick up 12 and 15-year-old sisters after chatting with them for months, first on the online gaming app Roblox and then Snapchat. Anything where you can communicate digitally can be a problem. You can never disregard any of the apps. The sisters were first reported missing Saturday evening when authorities say family called 911 after the girls went for a walk and didn't come home.
They went for a walk around 4:45 and they haven't come back. Two girls.
Investigators say the girls were found more than 7 hours later across state lines inside the suspect's car by Georgia State Police. These criminals that are out there constantly surfing the internet, they know what to say. Tonight, in a statement to NBC News, Roblox saying in part they're investigating, adding they have robust safety policies to protect users that go beyond many other platforms. Snapchat telling NBC News in part, we continuously adapt our strategies as criminals evolve their tactics. All of this comes as authorities in Indiana recovered the remains of 17-year-old Haley Busby, who was reported missing last month. Authorities say a 39-year-old man who met the teen on a gaming platform is in custody in connection with the case. The family of the two sisters tells us they're grateful to law enforcement. Meanwhile, the sheriff tells me more charges could be brought against the suspect. Tom?
Now, isn't that something, Toya? Now,
Yes,
and
that's
them
bad.
little hot tail girls. Now, ain't that something? Now,
That's bad. And then I'm as I'm reading the article, and they phones were taken that morning as punishment. But my thing is, how did they know when and what time to meet him if they didn't have any phones?
that's what I'm saying. Sneaky, and that man drove across the country,
And all the way there just to go to jail.
and they sitting in the car. Yeah, that's why I say, man, these
You
kids out of control. They
you
out of
got
control.
you got to protect the children, you know. But it's hard to protect them when they being so sneaky and doing what they want to do behind your back.
That's what I'm saying. And then my thing on top of that, they even went to Snapchat.
Oh yeah.
So my
They
thing is, how are these grown people getting on these gaming apps with these kids?
they they pretended to be somebody else. But in
Dang,
this incident, I'm assuming they knew who he was. They got in the car with him,
they sure did. Both of them got in the car with them.
and I think the 12-year-old just following her sister.
I think so too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They was 7 hours. What man say?
And this is all just our opinion and nobody else's. This is allegedly, even though it's in the news, but what we're saying is is our opinion.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I wish parents take more look at their kids and watch their kids more. And I mean, they look like some mixed kids. But I think you said they might be Hispanic, some Hispanic kids.
Yes, they're Hispanic, and they were Hispanic, and so was he.
Dang, that's sad.
He was 19.
He was 19.
Yes, the suspect,
Mm,
the one that they have, was reported he was 19 and drove 24 hours straight,
mm.
1,500 miles to Florida to pick up the girls. So I'm wondering where was he going to take them?
That's what I'm
Where was
saying.
he going?
Right. Where were they going? Where did y'all meet him at? Y'all, like we met him on the game, but he got into y'all like that. Y'all both, like I said, the little sister was following the older sister, but y'all didn't say nothing to y'all mama, not the youngest sister nor you. Both of y'all, both of
And
you
it
all was doing
back
that.
in, started back in 2025 in the summer.
Mm,
And the conversation before it was, wait a minute, it says the suspect allegedly began communicating with the sisters on roadblocks in the summer in 2025 before moving the conversation to Snapchat. During this time, he sent gifts like food deliveries to their home to build trust. Okay, so he's
mm.
sending food delivery. Where did the parents think that the food was coming from?
Right, right. So, in other words, he was grooming them for their
Is that
trust and everything, and then he got that far with them. Man,
and the thing is, like, why wasn't the parents more aware? If a child getting food deliveries and you didn't buy it and they ain't got no money to get it, then where did it come from? What I wonder, what did they tell their parents where all the gifts and stuff came from that he was sending to their house?
that's what I'm saying. Right, right. Were they hiding stuff, or maybe now the parents couldn't have been at work because they had to be at school?
Yeah, but if they supposed to been at school, where where did the food delivery? Why wasn't it asked where the food deliveries were coming from?
Mm-mm.
That I'm just thinking that it's a lot more to this, and I just feel like the parents need to pay more attention to what's going on in their household.
Right, right. And the little girl, I was at the 15-year-old. She was so sneaky. She went on and he grew her so good to go on and to make a Snapchat. That's why they're making a policy where you have to have a photo ID now at a certain age to join Snapchat and YouTube and things like that. That's what they're saying.
That's good. But some these kids can be sneaky. Go get their mama ID out of her wallet while she
Yeah,
not, and upload it to there, or take a picture of her mama ID and have it in her phone already. These are the things that you have to look out for with these kids nowadays. Check their phones uh, just at random. Ask them for their phone.
yeah.
Let me
Check
see
their
what's going.
backpack. Do all that. Yeah. I mean, if they get mad, hell, they just get mad. They ain't running nothing.
And who paid the phone bill? Me or you?
They see that's why some of these kids feel like they entitled because they trying to run their parents and stuff, and their
Exactly.
parents let their kids run them.
Exactly. And like my goddaughter, my little G man, he be on roadblocks. And like I told his mama, you need to get him off of there. You know, he, even though he's only 3, still has no business on there.
At 3 years old, Toya?
Yeah, these kids nowadays are on roadblocks that
Why is
young.
he on there at 3 though? But why
Yeah,
would you put a 3-year-old on Roblox?
exactly. And I told her to take him off, and she took it off of there. So you know, he shouldn't. I mean,
Seems like
I
she
don't
should give him some give him some Grace's Corners or something like that to watch her. 3 years old.
exactly. Let's learn some alphabets and shapes and colors. Stay off. I just feel like these kids nowadays are too young. Yes, I gave him my old iPad, you know, to be able to get on YouTube and watch some YouTube videos or whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
not do all that extra stuff.
Right. So you know how they was trying to say that it was a lot of food stamp fraud and things like that. Well, they found 4 people, including some people from Venezuela. Citizens used 115 identities in a $1 million fraud scheme. Now,
Oh,
these
wow.
suspects stole the identities from people from across the country, including 6 kids to get SNAP benefits in Massachusetts and in Rhode Island, and the pandemic unemployment benefits from New York, Massachusetts, places like Pennsylvania, Ohio, Washington, and things like that. Isn't that crazy? So how did the Venezuelans come and steal 115 identities in a 1 million fraud scheme?
Because they sneak it too, and you got to watch them. Because I'm gonna tell you an incident that happened with me.
Okay.
A man called me. It's been like last week sometime, and well, probably no, because it wasn't Monday. It was probably Friday or so, and he was like that. I had been chosen. You know, sounded like an educated young Caucasian, and you know, he asked me. He said, "I'm gonna send you a link to your SoFi." So he was like, "Oh, you have SoFi," and I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "Okay." He was like, "I'm gonna send you a link to connect to the SoFi so that we can transfer the money to your account." So I clicked on the link, and when I clicked on it, I pressed reset. I mean, no, it was change password. So in the process of me doing that, he's already in my account.
Huh?
He changed my password. He changed my email address. He changed my phone number.
How, Toya? How?
When I pressed reset password, it sent the link to him to reset it.
What the hell?
And he changed everything. So some kind of way after he did that, the phone hung up. So I called SoFi, and I'm on the phone with them, and I'm telling him, then the man telling me, yes, your address been changed, your phone number, your email address, and a new password. So I go in and I'm talking to him, so I had to do all kind of identification, upload my ID and everything for them to change it back. So the man is calling me while I'm on the phone with Sci-Fi. He sends me a message and he says, "Are you on the phone with SoFi?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Why would you do that?" I said, "Because why would you change my information on my account?"
Right.
So he calls back. I answers the phone and he says, "Let me get what is the password that you changed to your account?" I said, "Why do you need that? If you're on something, there's no reason for you to be in my account changing anything."
Correct.
So he says, "Well, what's the new password you changed it to?" I said, "Why?" I said, "Why do you need that?" He says, "I'm gonna ask you one more time.
Ooh.
What is the new password?" I said, "I tell you what, let me get my local police on the phone," and he hangs up the phone.
What?
Yes, this just happened
Oh
to
my
me.
God.
So, we have to be careful of what information we're giving out and who we're giving it to. That taught me a great lesson, because then you can get into my personal checking account, because my personal bank account is connected to SoFi.
What?
It's a credit building app.
Well,
So
you know, they try to find older people, try to take advantage of older people and things like that right there. That makes me sick.
right. And so I'm just, with
But you're
you.
not that old though. You're a young woman. They can't get up on you. You're a young woman.
Right. And like I told him, babe, I'm too smart for your games. It was a dumb decision to even allow it to go that far for me to press that button. So this is just a warning. Be very careful of resetting your passwords when people send you links to reset your stuff. And I'm getting the information that my stuff being changed. So, and that's what made me call them and let them know, because I don't know what you finna do with my account.
Mm,
So
mm.
yeah, y'all be very careful of who you talking to and what information you are giving them, because that's how they're doing now. Then they're using the you owe this, and all your local county sheriff is looking for you. I had to call my sheriff office to make sure what was going on. And so it's crazy. This world is crazy. That's how they're getting your identities.
Mm. God, dog. That's messed up, girl.
Yes, I know. Very.
Mm. So, can you say it's wise not to choose a person by what they wear? It is wise to choose a to to choose a person by the clothes they wear, or
Uh, Choosing a person by the clothes that they wear does not make the person and who they really are.
okay. I'm glad you said that part, because Adam Sandler daughter went to a store. She got humiliated at the Chanel boutique. She went in to look at some purses, right? And she dressed like a regular old person, like me and you, dressed no shorts or some old sweatpants and old t-shirt and tennis shoes. We just gonna run in, run out, see what they got. And when she did, she was looking at these purses. They were called classic flat bags. I've never heard of those before, but they're very, very expensive. So the sales clerk come over there and said that purse cost too much money and that she couldn't afford it. And she said, if you're not gonna buy anything, leave the store. So she said, just give me a second. So she called Adam Sandler. That was his daughter. He came up there within 8 minutes and bought every classic flat bag in their store. It was worth $312,000. Do you hear me?
Oh
And that
wow!
lady had her mouth open, and she did not even get that commission. Do you hear me? So
And
I'm glad you said you can't choose a person. I mean, you can't identify a person by what they wear.
exactly.
Because I got a sister, got plenty of money. Girl, she be wearing shoes that's regular on her feet. Girl, what is going on with you, girl?
A lot of people don't like to expose that they have money. Like, I watch a lot of Darman videos, and his videos are pretty much based on what you just said. Like, you can't judge a person by the way that they look. You don't know who that person might have been. That could have very well been the owner. You don't know.
Right. But my sister does the same thing. My sister is not worried for nothing. Ain't never worked a day in her life. But do you understand me? They got them foreign BMWs with the foreign license plates. She go to the store, girl, with old hat on her head, girl, and old scarf on her head, girl, and shoes like the $1,008 a mile. Okay, like the girl. And she said people be looking at her. I said, I would too. And the car you been got out of, they be wondering like, what the hell you dressed like that for? And she just started laughing at me like I was crazy. But am I crazy though?
No, I'm sorry.
I know I wasn't crazy. Yeah, that's how she dressed. She dressed just like that. So you can't judge a person by what they wear to downgrade them, because you just never know who that person is and what they got in their pocket and what they got in their bank account.
Exactly. Like they say, you never judge books by its cover.
Amen. 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 You sure right. You sure right. But Toya, do you know Abbott? You know, I so-called governor, his name Abbott, the wheelchair man. We're gonna call him the wheelchair man. And he is saying that Texas teens will go to jail if they walk out of school to protest. They will be arrested. Do you hear me?
That's preventing them from giving their freedom of speech. He can't do that.
Their First Amendment right. So I was talking to my cousin this morning, and he was telling me that they was getting ready to walk out of school over at W.T. White over there off of Webb Chapel. You don't know where it's at. And they was getting ready to walk out of school, but when they did, the teachers had the doors blocked where they couldn't get out of school. The exit doors to get out of school, they couldn't get out of school.
So now they're being held captive. They kidnapped.
They being kidnapped.
They're being children now.
Yeah. So the kids could not leave school yesterday to go protest. Now, how you gonna send a kid to jail if they go protest? Like you said, that's their amendment. That's the First Amendment right. So how can they do that?
That I don't understand that. Like, you cannot prevent somebody from giving their freedom of speech, their First Amendment right, first of all, and then you can't hold them captive. You kidnapping them, holding them in school. They can walk out if they want to. It's their right.
That's what I'm saying. See, what gets me is these people are making rules up as they go, making laws up as they go, what best fit them. They sit down there, eat them steaks, smoke their cigars and stuff, and ha and play golf and stuff, and go to the steam room and go in there and figure some schemes out where they can come up with some kind of idea. But my thing is, like you said, why can't they go out and protest?
Exactly.
You know?
Why arrest them because they're protesting if they leave school to protest? It's been done before.
It sure has.
Protested.
It sure has.
I remember, I can't remember where it was. And if I'm not mistaken, where the kids walked out to protest for a teacher before.
I think I see that on the news before.
I don't remember where it was or what state and city, but I recall hearing something about that. So it's their right, their freedom of speech. You are preventing them from their First Amendment rights. And then you get on top of it.
And see, I don't know what they were going to protest for. I mean, I don't know what was going on.
It had to be something serious for them to want to walk out of school.
Yeah. But they go if they do it, they going to jail. And but my thing is right here, baby, you ain't got enough room in Dallas County to hold all them doggone kids. We're gonna put them at the Dawson Center over there in the old jail. They ain't got no way to put all them doggone kids at.
And he probably just talking that and saying a threat because he know that he can't do that.
Calling their bluff.
I just think that it's a threat tactic. That's it.
Yeah. Well, they still doing it.
To scare them. But babies, if y'all listening, you have a First Amendment right. You have the right to freedom of speech and to protest. But protest silently. Well, not silently, but a peaceful protest. That's what I was trying to say.
Right. But then again, like I said, these are teenagers, high school kids. Do you think they'll have a peaceful protest?
The grown folks don't even have peaceful protest.
They sure don't have a peaceful protest either. And they also said that make sense to me. Okay. Up at Houston High School, they're saying they have a bathroom guideline now that you can only have five passes a day, and you can only have 4 minutes to go to the bathroom, and you cannot go to the restroom between school, between breaks, school breaks. So my change of classes. My thing is, but we always had bathroom passes when we was in school. We got a hallway pass to go to the bathroom. I don't understand what the problem is.
Exactly. If you gotta pee, you gotta pee. Or if you gotta do whatever, you gotta do it. But like, why? Like,
I
why
don't
are you
know.
from using the bathroom?
But why you need 5 passes a day to go to the restroom?
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot of
That's
passes, isn't it?
yeah, that's a lot to go to the bathroom.
Yeah. So one thing is, what you doing with them 5 passes a day? I mean, how many times can you go to the restroom? I mean, I understand you had a weak system going on. You know, bladder, what you got to go to, but not everybody in school like that. So why would you need 5 passes to go to the bathroom and you get 4 minutes? So it depends. I wonder how far to get to the bathroom. Then you got men supposed to wash their hands before they use the bathroom and after they use the bathroom, because you touch your thing, for a man,
Right.
because you got to touch himself. So my thing is 4 minutes.
That by the time you walk out the classroom and get in the bathroom, your time up.
Your time is up, baby. You hear me? Your 4 minutes is out of there.
And depending on how far the bathroom is.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about.
So yeah, I don't think that it should be a time limit. But sometimes these kids take advantage of going to when the teacher let them go to the bathroom. They want to walk the hall, go to somebody else's class, go in the gym, and then go back to class.
Yeah, and don't forget they want to fight too. They want to do some fighting too, and around that time too. They want to fight. They want to fight in the bathrooms and stuff. Yeah, I seen one video. One girl was doing her in the bathroom. I'm like, my goodness, she doing her in the bathroom. She was getting down too, girl. I said, oh,
This
she must be in cosmetology.
these kids nowadays, they doing what they want to do, pretty much.
These kids trying to make that money. These kids are some money hungry kids.
Very
These
much. So.
kids want their money, and they want what you got, and they want their money.
They sure do.
Yeah,
And I agree wholeheartedly with it.
yeah, yeah. When you hear a lot of people getting shot and stuff like that, it be behind money, some Uggs, it be something like that. But yeah, they want these kids want their money. They want money. These kids I heard these new age kids, they are money hungry, and they trigger finger happy.
Oh, very much so.
They sure
And
is.
like
They
they
definitely that.
sons, and I just, I was sitting there thinking, and I was like, what if people start? What if somebody big or something just be like, "Hey, go to your nearest center. I give $5,000 to you for your gun." I wonder how many of these what they call them YNs would do it.
They wouldn't do it, but they in Texas they do that, and they get them something for doing some money or something. They get them something for turning their weapons in, but uh, that's when they were tricking a lot of people before this new gun law came out for Texas, where you had to have no registration or license. People was turning their weapons and stuff in, then they turned around and passed that law in Texas, and I'm like, people should be mad
Hello.
because they had turned their stuff in, they weapons in. Now they turn around and pass the law, but you have to be registered or even licensed in Texas to even have a firearm. And that's the crazy part about it, So they did that, but now people not gonna be turning no firearm in for no money. They ain't gonna do that.
Hello.
Not at all. Can you hear me? Can you hear Toya? Maybe she on the phone. But yeah, you know, they did that though. They did that. They definitely did that. But
Yes. I'm sorry about that.
that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. So Chris Brown is in so much trouble, Toya. I don't know how one person gets. If Chris Brown go ahead and get married like Usher did, I think he'll stay out of trouble because Chris Brown is in trouble over at in the UK. He had an incident where he got into it with somebody, and the guy got hit over the head with a bottle of alcohol. So now they have added 2 new charges to Chris Brown. The prosecutor did. He added the offensive weapon charge and also an assault charge. So my thing is, and he had to pay $7 million to get out of jail. My thing is, when you go to them, I always say, when you go to them other states and other countries, you got to know the rules and regulations over there. You can get in a lot of trouble over there in other countries with laws that you don't know, and you do something that you thought would be legal because you do it in your state, in your country. It's cool, but in that country, it's not cool.
Right.
You
You are so right. You're right.
Yeah, we how many times we've seen a lot of people go to jail over in other countries for small things, like Brittany Geyer. She went to jail over there somewhere in another country for some herbs or whatever she had. And then some other guy went to jail over there. He's still in jail over there. But you can't be doing that. You get them fines or you go to jail, or you got to learn the rules and regulations in other countries. So now he's fighting a battle over in the UK, and facing some jail time, and $7 million to get out of jail. That's a lot of money to get out of jail.
It sure is a whole lot of money.
That's a lot of doggone money. I tell you what, it must be nice to have money like that to just be thrown away. Because to me, that's throwing away. To me, that's just to me, that's throwing away money.
It is. That's a lot of money to be thrown away.
Why you just couldn't have whooped his ass? You know what I'm saying? By hand. But now you got a offensive weapon charge and an assault charge because you hit him with a bottle. But then my thing is, where's entourage at? Nobody could take the rep for Chris Brown?
Nobody
Nobody
take no rap for him.
Yeah, it's time for Chris Brown to get somewhere and get married. How old is Chris Brown? Somewhere not too far from you, right?
No, he ain't there.
He in his 30s. He in his 30. Well, I don't know if you want to say early 30s, but
I think he in no, he nowhere near my age.
So he got to be in his 30s.
I don't think.
So he got to be in his 30s, probably in his 30s then, in his early 30s, maybe somewhere along there, 30 or 33, somewhere along there. I don't know, but he need to get him a wife. He needs to settle down. He needs to sit down somewhere, and get his mind together. He needs to stay out of trouble. This young man just can't stay out of trouble.
He sure can't. He can't stay out of trouble for nothing in the world.
Yeah.
Every time you have Chris into something.
Yeah, one while him and Offset was going back and forth toward each other. I'm like,
oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So I'm like, Chris Brown just can't sit and stay out of trouble. I mean, I don't know why, but I don't see it on social media that they be gotten into no arguments, nothing like that. I guess they just be keeping up with social media, but yeah, I be reading stuff like that. I'm like, what they doing getting into it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think. So, Toya, what you think about the new law they passed in Alabama to report parents if the kid come to school or smelling like the marijuana? What you think about that?
These just going to be full then. They already packed. They finna be overflow. That's why Kay Ivey had some up her sleeve. That's our governor. Kay Ivey. Kay knew what she was doing when she put that law in place and built that other jail.
Oh, they built a new jail down there, Alabama, girl?
Yes, they're building a new jail down here in Alabama.
What?
Yeah,
Alabama?
down here in Birmingham, Alabama. They got a
What?
whole new jail that they're building. I'm not sure if it's completed yet, but I know that they've been building it for a minute. And that's I these parents, Lord, why would you smoke weed before your child go to school anyway? Well, even around your child, let me say that before he
Wait a minute. Now, we got discussing that. Wait a minute, because I'm a smoker.
but you don't smoke around no child before they go to school either.
Now, if your kid 13 with a small kid, no. But if your kid 14, 13-year-old smoke weed, smoke that gunyon, and they leave home and you don't know they smoking marijuana, and the kid goes to school smell like guns and marijuana, and you don't know, how the hell, why you gonna get in trouble? You don't know.
Exactly. And see, that's
You
going to
might
be
not know your kid even smoke.
that's going to be a problem because some parents might not smoke, but if your child smoking and leaving home and doing it without your knowledge, then you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Why would parents smoke?
So how they gonna judge that? I mean, the little kids 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, you ain't gotta be smoking no weed by your kid and then getting dressed for school, and you probably trying to motivate your kid, inspire your kid for that day.
Right, right.
You know.
You should get your kid ready, just especially your small kids. Let's go over some this morning. Let's do something other than let me not smoke no weed around you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel.
I just think that it's finna. Uh-oh.
Just
Been a
I
problem
mean,
person here in Alabama.
it's gonna have to be a problem because I mean, what if you don't even know your kid even smoke weed? You know what I'm saying? He
Right.
might smoke some weed on the way to school with his homeboy now. They don't get a little buzz before they get to class, walking to school, whatever little group of boys. You know how little group of boys do. Even
Right.
even girls do it too. They hide to themselves, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And you don't even know. They lunch money is ganja money. That's why they come home when they get out of school because they so hungry because they didn't eat lunch. They spent their money on some gauze and stuff.
Right.
And maybe a pack of gummy bears, to eat on, a little snack on. You know what I'm saying? Get the little munchies off them. But I'm like you. How it's gonna work, Tori? I mean,
I don't have no clue. And so it's saying, I'm gonna read what it says. It
okay.
says Alabama, a new legislative measure known as House Bill 72 was passed by the House of Representatives in late January 2026 to address children exposed to marijuana. Key details of proposed law include mandatory reporting. Educators, medical professionals, law enforcement, and social workers would be required to report to Alabama Department of Human Resources if a child, defined as anyone under 19, smells like marijuana. Abuse investigations. These reports would be investigated as suspected child abuse or neglect. Vehicular penalties. Smoking or vaping marijuana in a vehicle with a child present will become a Class A misdemeanor, carrying a potential penalty of up to 1 year in jail and a fine of $6,000. Mandatory education. Violators would be required to attend an education course of the dangers of secondhand marijuana smoke developed by Alabama Department of Public Health. This bill, sponsor Rep. Patrick Sellers, introduced the measures after hearing concerns from teachers about arriving at school with a strong odor of marijuana, which can impact their brain development and ability to learn. While the bill passed the House with a 77-2 vote, it has faced criticism from some lawmakers who worry about potential racial profiling and subjective nature of using smell and basis of legal action. As of February 2026, the bill has moved to Alabama Senate for consideration. If fully passed and signed by governor, it is expected to take effect on October the 1st, 2026.
God, God, dog, how that's gonna work?
I don't know, but if K passes it, it goes into effect October the 1st. So they better get it together before then.
God, dog. No. They sure better get together, man. Place workers and everybody gonna be in everybody's business.
So I think it's good in a way. I really do, because it's putting pressure on these parents that don't care, that just sit around and smoke and you making your children get dressed while you sitting there smoking a blunt, and they come in your room or wherever you are, and you smoking on the way to school with them, because I know parents that do. So I think it's a good thing, because these kids don't need to go to school smelling like reefer and lighting up the whole classroom. And then you got kids that's in there that is getting a whiff of this smell, and they like mix whatever the teacher may be, such smell like this, and it's a stinky smell. You don't know how it affects the other kids in the classroom.
Yeah.
They smell it all day. Because these kids shouldn't go to school smelling like no marijuana.
They messed them up when they say anybody underage when they say 19. That made me.
Oh yeah, because if you, I don't care if you're 17, 18, if you under 19, then you shouldn't be in school. If you 19, you shouldn't be in school anyway.
Right.
18,
Old
they
ass.
being graduated. You have some that graduated at the age of 18, but
Yes.
yeah, I think that this is going to be a good thing for real.
But baby, I am watching, baby. I am watching. It's gonna be something terrible. That's one thing I'm gonna be checking on.
I'm gonna keep an eye out on it too, so we can report back to report the news back, because yeah, this is gonna be wild down here. It's already a too much going on down here in Alabama, so yeah.
Been a lot going on. What's been going on down in old Alabama? Y'all been on the news like North Carolina, South Carolina, California, Alabama, Mississippi. Boy, y'all be hot. Ohio, boy, look at y'all hot than Chicago. Shoot.
Don't do that. Baby.
Baby, y'all hot, baby. I'm like, I've been looking. I'm like, dog, they hotter than Chicago. Detroit been on the map here lately, but they ain't been on it like that right there. But y'all been clocking y'all numbers down that way, down through the woods down there, girl.
Don't do us. Let me ask you.
I've been watching.
Have you heard about the Nancy Guthrie story?
What's
going on now with Nancy Guthrie in Tucson, Arizona?
Let's talk about that before we leave right quick. Do you know that? Let me ask you this, Toya. Why in the heck would you have your mama be in this big old house by herself like that right there? Why is that?
That's crazy.
84-year-old lady in this huge, humongous house by herself. This big old pool, and she got another small house, or what you gonna call it, little quarter-made house back in the back there. So why would this one lady have all that room by herself, Toya?
It doesn't make sense. My mom, because what I'm reading is her daughter is Savannah Guthrie. She's co-anchor of NBC's Today Show.
Right.
So my thing is, your mama is that old, and why wouldn't you at least downsize her house or move her in with you or go stay with her? It's big enough for you and your family.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But I know some
And
parents, they that old, they don't want to leave their home. So I can understand her. I don't know
yeah,
what the circumstances is, whether she wanted to stay in that home by herself or
right.
if they just didn't move her. So we don't know that.
But like you said, old folks don't like to move.
Right.
That's she familiar with that right there. And maybe they all grew up in that house and they all moved out. But when they moved out, there's two sisters and one guy. Why didn't they take move in with them? And then she got a heart problem. She got a heart a pacemaker, I think they said. So, and then they
It's
said the only
it's
people,
not, go
huh?
ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
They said the only people seeing her that comes there is the delivery people and the yard people. Go ahead.
To me, it's just kind of weird because the person who did this had on a mask, had on gloves, showed his face in the well, not his face, but looked into the camera, and then put flowers up in the camera. Like, it's something that's weird about this. And I'm not saying one of the children involved, but it's just weird. This is just my opinion. I'm not speaking for anybody else, but this is
Right.
my.
I found the kind of weird too, Toya. You ain't the only one. I found the kind of weird. When they got the cameras and stuff and around the house, but they ain't got that many like they should have on there. Like if you ask me, but
Right.
84-year-old lady been at home by herself in that big old house, she need to have a camera on every doggone corner of the house.
Exactly, inside and out. Because with her having a heart, if she fall, y'all can see and see what's going on in the house. To make sure everything's okay. So that's why I say it's just something weird about this. It's something that's not adding up.
Now,
And again, this is my opinion.
Yeah, I understand. I feel the same way you do. So let me ask you real quick about Lil Jon. Now, Lil Jon's son. Now this young man walks out the house, no shoes, no phone, no clothes on, no nothing. Just walk out, and they find him later in the pond. I don't understand that.
No, I don't understand it either. But like I said when we were talking, mental illness is real.
Yes,
That nobody knows what he had on his mind. Nobody maybe was listening to him. I don't know, but they say Lil Jon, well, from the articles I read, Lil Jon loved his son.
Yeah, he sure did. He sure did, Toya. He loved his son. But
So,
my thing is, I didn't understand. I didn't understand that quite. Cause I'm like, what make him want to walk into a pond? And they say he was a DJ. Like you said, mental illness is real, and you can be a DJ and still have mental illness. You know what I'm saying? That But he was missing at 6 a.m. on February 3rd. They found his body 3 days later at 11:53. Isn't it like sixes and threes, right?
yeah.
So I was wondering, was it a sacrifice?
I didn't even think about it that way, Bert. But again, this is a disclaimer. This is our opinion.
Most definitely. So I was just wondering about that.
So I mean, I never thought about it, that way with the 63s and the sacrifice. But who sacrificed them?
Right. Lil Jon better not come up with nothing. He better not come out and try to be no breadwinner. But then you have to look at it too, like this right here. Whitney Houston died. She passed away in water.
Right.
Her daughter that died in water.
Right.
Lil Jon's son passed away in water.
Right.
Jeff Buckley passed away, also, also the same way. And these are all, these are firstborn. So I'm just wondering. I mean, I don't know. I'm just wondering, it'd be all rebirth rituals, or it's all kind of stuff that kind of like crossed my mind when I seen that. You see what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
check it out. Snoop Dogg mom passed away when he performed at the Super Bowl.
Sure.
Kendrick Lamar aunt passed away when he performed at the Super Bowl.
Wow, I didn't even like look at it in that way, that you're saying it, because
Yeah.
right,
Okay,
you know,
check it out. So Lil Jon was gonna do the Super Bowl. They had Lil Jon was gonna do the Super Bowl, but they changed it. And then that Lil Jon was gonna do Super Bowl. So Lil Jon's son ended up being passed away right before the Super Bowl started. Came along. So
right.
that's like 27 water and 32. Like he went missing on the third day of the second month, 6 in the morning, found on the 6th, and homicide 6-6. I'm just asking. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm just a figure. Like you said, this is just my opinion. I'm just speculating with my little thought, but this is what I see. But if Lil Jon come up, banging and booming, we'll know. We'll understand. Maybe it was a sacrifice, because Snoop Dogg is every doggone word. You hear me? He over in Italy. He having himself a good time.
And she sure is. He
You
sure
hear
is.
me? But I told you, his granddaughter passed away.
Oh, sure. I just saw that yesterday when I was strolling on Facebook. His daughter and her boyfriend, the baby father, was on a picture together, and I just saw that. I didn't know that until yesterday.
Now, haven't you seen Snoop Dogg been coming up lately? He been coming up.
Right.
He been coming up.
Let me ask you this right quick before we get off here, because it's already 54.
Yeah.
But what do you think about the confrontation between Glow and Victoria, her sister?
Oh, it's a mess. It's a mess. Matter of fact, we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about that. So y'all check our next live up. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that on our next live, Troy. We sure is. That's our next live. We're gonna talk about her and her sister, and we're gonna talk about Stefan Diggs and Carly B.
Yeah.
This is a hot mess. You hear me? We're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about that. But anyway, y'all, we feel get off here. Anything you want to say, Miss Toy, before you get off here? Let us know about your journey on your sobriety.
My name is Toya, and I'm an alcoholic, and I am getting ready to go into my 3rd year of sobriety, September the 25th, 2026.
Oh yeah.
All
right.
Over September the 25th, 2023. It's a hard road, but sometimes it's harder for others than it is, than like for me. I haven't had a relapse yet, thank God. And but I continue to go to my AA meetings. That's why I leave every night at 7:45 when I do catch your lives. But I make sure that I go to my meetings, because it's supportive. People are there that that's going through the same thing that you're going through, staying sober. And
right.
it's one day at a time. It's not every day. But I'll continue to talk about that, and on our next live as well, because I know we got to get ready and go. But all I want to do is say thank you, Perk, for having me. And y'all ain't through seeing me yet. I'm still around, and I ain't going nowhere.
Amen. Y'all heard what she said. She ain't going nowhere. I'm so proud you, Toya. You're going your 3rd year, girl. You've been hanging in there, baby. You showing what you can do. You showing your worth as a woman. You showing you being a strong woman. You hear me? Most definitely. But y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to CK Ladies of Generations. I got 40 subscribers. I need 10 more. We can go live. And y'all check out Hood Talk. That boy DC. He's trying to get his channel started. So y'all check everything out. Hey, but anyway, y'all, we forget about it. Y'all know our motto. How the hell you gonna love somebody you don't love yourself? Peace, and we out.